Aloha. You're watching F5 On Demand. I'm Technical Marketing Manager Peter Silva. We're here in Orlando, Florida at the Microsoft Exchange 2012 conference. And I have Colin Hayes with us today. Thanks for joining us, Colin.
Peter, glad to be here. It's a real delight.
Good. And so Colin is our business development manager for our global services organization. So we have our biz dev team, right, with our partnerships and such, and then we have our professional services team. So can you tell me how this is a new org and how this is kind of merged together? What do you guys do?
Sure, Peter, great question. I mean, we're a relatively new organization, so basically we remain just 100% customer focused. Basically, the role of our business development team is to really focus on coming out with, in many cases, packaged and fixed in price, fixed in scope professional services offerings that are really going to delight customers who are basically looking to implement big IP, but then at the same time take advantage of our expertise, our subject matter expertise to be able to do intense network architecture design, deal with security issues up front, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what we're in the space to do.
Sweet. And then I understand just a couple of months ago at TechEd, we announced or had an announcement about the a professional services engagement for Microsoft Exchange migration, right?
That's right. That's right. So it was at TechEd. We announced it in the TechEd timeframe, and then fast forward to where we are right now at the Microsoft Exchange conference. We're also just making a big splash with that professional services offering.
And so what does that entail, the Exchange migration offering?
Sure, Peter, great question. So that offering, I mean, that really is speaking to customers that are in the midst of or will shortly be undertaking a Microsoft Exchange 2010 migration, but nevertheless have some issues in the network, which are really kind of complicating things, potentially complicating the really seamless migration to 2010, but also affect the migration to big IP at the same time. So,
what would be some of those things that they might encounter?
Well, I mean, when you're looking at the architecture of the network, I mean, what we're trying to help customers do is avoid any sort of fractured Microsoft Exchange deployment scenarios. So what we do is, during a 5-day offering, our consultants will go in and basically take the client through the F5 solution for Microsoft Exchange 2010. And what we give to them as deliverables are basically a network migration plan, in addition to a reference architecture, which they, of course, can take and affect themselves. We'd be happy to help them as well to be able to architect their network in an appropriate fashion such that Microsoft Exchange 2010 migration is seamless and big IP will absolutely thrive. So it's a really great offering for customers that have network issues in advance of implementing big IP.
And how has the interest been since the announcement at TechEd?
The interest is really robust, Peter. It really is. So yeah, we're looking forward to helping and delighting customers out with this going forward for sure. But
nice.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you're either about ready to embark on an Exchange migration, if you're going through an Exchange migration and maybe running into some issues,
exactly,
you would give our business development global services organization a ring, yeah?
You bet. That's exactly right.
Thanks for joining us, Colin. First time on the show. Give everybody a shaka.
All right. See you next time.
All right. So for Colin, and I got James behind the camera this time. Thank you, James. I'm Peter, and we're with F5 Networks. Thanks for watching.